I'm Master Gunnery Sergeant Brian Ivers, United States Marine Corps Reserve, retired. I'm Australian by birth, American by choice, and a Marine through the grace of God.
Master Gunnery Sergeant Brian Ivers. Brian was an active duty Marine between 1989 and 1993, serving in Japan, the Philippines, Saudi Arabia, involving the liberation of Kuwait. And he left the service to obtain a bachelor's degree in criminal justice and joined the United States Marine Corps Reserve after his time at Metro State University with the 4th Recon Battalion, the Company 4th Recon Battalion, 4th Marine Division. He was deployed, this is amazing, he was deployed to Iraq in 2002 and 2004 and 2006 to Fallujah. In 2008, he was deployed as a trainer in many African countries. In June of 2010, deployed to Camp Leatherneck in Afghanistan. He returned to Afghanistan in 2013, served as a senior enlisted advisor of the Afghan Army Mobile Strike Force. 2015, deployed to Kuwait. He retired from the United States Marine Corps Reserves in November 2016. He has, since 1994, been a police officer with Fort Collins Police Force. Among his many awards and citations, he has received 2 Purple Hearts. He and his wife, Heather, have 3 children, George, 19, David, 17, and his daughter, Laura, 14. So please welcome Master Gunnery Sergeant Brian Ivers.
Just for the record, I only got 1 Purple Heart. It's enough. If you love life better than liberty, the tranquility of servitude better than the animating contest of freedom, then leave us in peace. We seek not your counsel nor your alms. Crouch low and lick the hand which feeds you. May your chains set upon you lightly, and may posterity forget you wherever our countrymen. Samuel Adams. You are the children of liberty, conceived in freedom, baptized in the blood of patriots, consecrated on the battlefields of this nation. While you served, you are the life support system for this republic. Without you, the word freedom has no meaning because it cannot be enforced. It is only once a man or a woman puts their hand out for a rifle and pushes forward towards the enemy where our freedom can be won, because it was never given to anyone. In America, we may not have invented the word freedom, but for 243 years, we've cornered the market. I'm Master Gunnery Sergeant Brian Ivers, United States Marine Corps Reserve, retired. I'm Australian by birth, American by choice, and a Marine through the grace of God. In the last century, we went to Europe twice to free it from tyranny. America's greatest generation, the Americans from World War II, who saved the world, a world which was shrouded in darkness. Tyranny crept the world, all over the world. And America stayed dormant, waiting until the call came. And then America's greatest generation, conceived during the Depression, had hardship all their life, And then Uncle Sam called, and whether they were drafted or chose to go, they went. And some people say it's easier, it's harder to run away than it is to go. Tell that to the people that were in the Amtraks, storming Tarawa. Tell it to those that were flying over Germany or Japan, getting shot at. Tell it to those sailors and submariners that fought the Japanese and the Germans, the Nazis in Imperial Japan. Tell it to the war workers who made that Cadillac in the sky behind us, the P-51, when we became the arsenal democracy and America's greatest generation. The generation of Americans who would rather die standing on their feet than live on their knees. That's who came and saved the world. That's who came to the country of my birth, Australia, and saved the nation of my birth so that one day I could make a choice to be an American. Oh, God bless America. God bless you who fought in that war. God bless the sailors, the soldiers, the airmen, the Marines, and the Coast Guarders, and the Merchant Marine. Without you, we have no freedom. And who is going to come? Who's going to come for America if we're in trouble? We always go to the world because we know what freedom is and we know what it takes to win. And then the forgotten war, the Korean War, a war which we weren't supposed to fight, but it came. And with it, another generations of Americans were called. The brothers and sisters of those who fought in the Second World War went forward, landing at Incheon, holding the Pusan perimeter, out there in Chosun, along the Yalu River, fighting countless communist Chinese, because tyranny is always out there. But they were there to stand on that wall and to say, this far and no further. And God bless you for it. And 34,000 of your brothers and sisters never came back. But all of a sudden, some of them are coming back. Coming back from Korea. Imagine the sons and daughters that never got to say hello to their fathers and mothers. Imagine all the wives and husbands, all the relatives that never saw their kid buried. Now they're coming home because we never leave anybody behind. They fought for freedom, we'll fight for them. But we weren't done. The Cold War came. As one war leaves, another comes. And there was a man, President Kennedy, who challenged us in his inauguration. Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. And you answered the call. You fought the battle. You paid the price in blood. You bore the burden of war. You met every challenge. You defeated every foe. You supported every ally. So the light of freedom would not be extinguished in the world. And God bless you for it. Vietnam, a conflict no one wanted, a conflict everybody said they had no part of. But you were sent there. You did what the elected representatives of this wonderful republic told you to do. You followed the orders of the commanding chief to the letter. You went forward, you suffered in the jungles, in the rivers of the Mekong Valley, in the Central Highlands, in Pleiku, Da Nang, Chu Lai, Cambodia, Laos, the forgotten war, forgotten time. And when you came back, you were scorned and spurned by your fellow countrymen who said that it was braver to cross a border into Canada than it was to go forward with a rifle in your hands, freedom in your heart, and go and wrest it from the enemy. Well, today you're not forgotten, and we say thank you. But we're a brotherhood and a sisterhood. Together, we represent all that is good. Going into the military removes all that is base. It makes us work together as a people. We are not black, white, yellow. We're not a female, a male. We're Americans. And that's where we learn that, is in the military. And today we must remember Stan Cass, who fought that war, who went into West Point and graduated at the end of the Korean War, and then went on to fight in the Vietnam War, and he saw what happened. But he hung tough. He made sure those coming back from my wars, the wars that are going on now, the forever war, the war that my sons have got to fight, both of them in the Marine Corps, the war that maybe my daughter needs to fight. But if one steps down, another steps up. Because what do? Do we lie supinely on our backs and allow tyranny to walk all over us? No, not here. Because we're all Americans. America began in the hearts and minds of men long before it was ever a country. And without your sacrifice, your honor, this is not possible. The world will be plunged into darkness. That the shining light from that eagle, wherever it reflects, there is freedom. Where that eagle soars above us, getting ready with its talons to sink into the tyrant, to rip him to pieces. You're not taking our liberty. And if you think it wasn't worth it, well, you look at your grandkids, look at your son, look at your daughter. They're free. They will be who they determine themselves to be and not what anybody else wants them to be. It's not a tyranny. This is our country, our freedom. We're Americans, and Stan Cass stood for that. He made sure that you were all honored. He served his entire life to make sure that freedom would not perish and that you would not be forgotten. We are all going to take a trip, people that are going, and we'll begin it as a group, but every single person, it's going to be an individual experience. You're going to go to Arlington, 600 acres of honor. Many people that are there you may know from your war. And the feelings you're going to have, you're going to experience that. But it comes full circle. So you leave, you'll go to Arlington, you'll go to the memorial, the World War II memorial, the Korean memorial, and the Vietnam memorial. And you'll experience such sorrow and yet such gladness that you went, and it comes full circle. And this is a wonderful thing that Stan and others here have made this happen. Look at the Americans that lined the way. When you came back from Vietnam or maybe even Korea, maybe you didn't have somebody saying thank you, but look at them. They care for you. They thank you. They know what liberty's about. And you made that happen. Without you, there is no liberty. Stan Cass will be with us in spirit and body. Because I believe that he's watching us. I believe in a life hereafter. And if there's anybody that can move heaven and earth, he could. I sure as heck know whenever he asked me to speak someplace, that's where I ended up. But God bless you. God bless your families. Enjoy your trip. And God bless America.